If there was an award for most cringeworthy celebrity crush confession, Tiffany Haddish would take it home and probably would still shout about it on stage. What is Tasha going on about now? You want to know? Catch me on the other side. Come on in, nieces and nephews, and welcome back to After the Snap. It is your favorite internet auntie, Tasha, and I am here to talk about Tiffany Haddish. You know, if Tiffany Haddish is out here proving that thirst knows no bounds, not even when it comes to ultra handsome superheroes, somebody is always within her scope. Usually, I don't spend time doing this. Y'all know I'm here to talk about entertainment. I'm here to talk about Star Trek and X-Men and have big fun doing movie reviews and all of that. But today I got time because I'm seeing what I consider a very strong double standard in the way women and men are expected to deal with one another in Hollywood. Let me correct myself, not just Hollywood, but in regular society. It seems we've spent the better part of the last decade teaching men how to interact with women in a more respectful manner. We tell them consent is king. Attraction alone doesn't equal entitlement. Always make sure that the interest is mutual before getting flirty or making advances. We tell them that it's not one size fits all. How a man expresses attraction should depend on the context. Flirty banter at a party is different from a professional setting. Some women appreciate directness, others prefer subtlety. You have to know who it is that you are approaching. And also remember that rejection is possible. And not only is it possible, it is okay. Even if you deliver your flirtatious remarks, you deliver that stuff respectfully, the attraction isn't going to always be reciprocated. So you have to be able to accept no. That's essential, right? Don't be a freaking creep. This is what we are telling men. Don't be a creep. Overly sexual comments, objectification, and persistence when someone is uninterested aren't just a turnoff, they're harmful. Remember that. Communication is your friend. Openness can be attractive if you're unsure of how your interest is being received. Asking, am I making you uncomfortable? Or something in that vein shows that you prioritize this person's feelings. So be respectful, be genuine, be considerate, be yourself. Did I say be respectful? Be respectful. So these are things that we are telling men that we want as women when they approach us. What? I'm going to need you guys to behave like nothing has changed here. So we act like that when it pertains to men. And then women seem to get a pass at being jerks. You know, you get what I'm saying? If a woman is attracted to a man, it's like she's being given the green light to be an asshole about it. Case in point, I'm reading an article from page 6, and the opening line to this article is Tiffany Haddish wanted to sleep with Henry Cavill until she met him. Now, to me, that's just so fucking ignorant. It's just an ignorant way to start an article, but it's also like, does Tiffany Haddish not realize how freaking bad she looks out here in these streets? Ladies, if we are going to hold men accountable, I think it's only right if we hold our female counterparts accountable for their behavior as well. Now, I'm going to let you listen to a little sound bite from her article, and then we're going to talk a little bit more. I want to see, I want you guys to fill it out. Tell me if you're feeling like I'm feeling about these sound bites.
I used to really want Henry Cavill. I think he's so hot. But I met him and he was so awkward. It was like, this would be weird, the girl's trip star admitted to the Los Angeles Times in an interview published Thursday. Haddish, 44, then playfully described the Superman star, 40, as a nerd, theorizing that he would be more comfortable talking about the fantasy game Dungeons and Dragons.
Now, many people would just say, oh, she's just being Tiffany Haddish, or oh, she's just confident, or she's just bold. What would you say if Henry Cavill was on camera talking about a woman in that manner? How would we define his behavior? We wouldn't call it bold and confident if it were him. Now imagine how he feels when he's sitting at home on his birthday, because it was his birthday. Yeah, happy birthday, Henry Cavill. Imagine sitting at your house on your birthday, and then you find out in the LA Times that this is being said about you. How would you feel? You should He should feel the exact same way that we think a woman should feel if some man was sitting at home talking about her in this manner, because she wasn't done. That's not all she said about him. But you notice how it went from, I used to want Henry Cavill, then I met him and he's a little awkward. He's a nerd. It's almost as if she's being rejected, or she feels like she was rejected by Henry Cavill. So now she has to say some things that could potentially be unflattering about him. That is what this sounds like to me. There was a word I asked you to remember. That word was respect. It's not in and of itself disrespectful for Tiffany Haddish to have a crush on Henry Cavill, and or for her to tell him about the crush that she has on him. That's how people get together. That's how relationships start. Somebody approaches somebody and the ball gets to rolling. When Henry Cavill didn't respond in kind to Tiffany Haddish's remarks, she probably should have pulled back. She probably shouldn't have said anything more, but instead, to make herself look and feel better, she went into this.
Or maybe he's just never had a black woman be like, "What's up? What's your credit score? Do you like spaghetti? I'll cook for you. Are you afraid of South Central or not?" But he's still beautiful, she continued.
Or, Tiffany, he's just not interested in you. Did that ever cross your mind that he does not want to be involved with you? If he doesn't, that is just fine. You could even look at it like it's his loss. But what you don't do is continue to publicly speak of this crush and say things that would be embarrassing to the person that you have the crush on. It seems to me that Tiffany Haddish doesn't have a filter, and that's not cute. That's not cute, because if it were a man who was making the same types of comments, or going on record with a media organization saying, here's a list of all the famous women I'd like to do, because Tiffany Haddish has spoken about all of the famous men that she would like to do. If a man did that, we would me too his ass into the ground. And I am very pro woman, but I am also about women holding women accountable. Period. If this were a man doing this, we would be on his ass like white on rice. But with Tiffany Haddish, we're supposed to laugh it off, and it's just Tiffany being Tiffany. Girls will be girls. No, it is unfair no matter how you look at it. Tiffany Haddish should be embarrassed. She sounds extremely thirsty. She sounds extremely desperate. She sounds just like your average pick fucking me out there in the crowds, but she is above that. She's more than that. Hell, she was on one of the most influential people in the world at one time. And now we see her doing things that completely sabotage her career and her reputation. If you were a guy who Tiffany Haddish made these types of comments about, and then you found out that they were considering her for a role in a movie that you also have a role in, wouldn't you make noise? Wouldn't you tell the director, I don't think I can work with this woman? Or should you? Should you do those things? You would not be in the wrong if you said, I can't work with this woman. I don't feel comfortable with her on set. That's the way it should be. Because if I was going on a set and I said, I don't want to work with this man because of XYZ, you could almost bet that the allegations that I'm making would be investigated at the absolute least. That should be no different with Tiffany Haddish. They should handle her just like they would handle Kevin Hart if he were in the same situation. Henry Cavill has a girlfriend. So Henry Cavill knows how to get a woman. if he wants one, right? He's got a girlfriend. And maybe the fact that he's a nerd and some of the things that he likes is exactly the things that his girlfriend, who might be the woman that's right for him, those may be things that she finds endearing about him. Just like you used to date Common, and I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that, Tiffany Haddish. She had a fine man. For whatever reason, they broke up. I'm still trying to guess why they even was together, but for whatever reason, they broke up. And that she knows how to operate within the confines of a relationship too. How would she feel if when she were dating Common, some random woman in Hollywood just said, "You know what? I used to want to fuck him." How would she feel? It's disrespectful. It is disrespectful. And I'm not 100% sure if Tiffany Haddish is being herself or if she's playing this caricature of herself because she is trying to remain relevant. I don't know for sure, but everything it seems like she does in an attempt to remain relevant seems like the thing that knocks her down a couple pegs. I have never been a Tiffany Haddish fan. Never. I don't like her style of humor. She's not for me. That don't mean she's not for you. If you like her, I love it for you. But these are the things that make me say Tiffany Haddish, her days are numbered in Hollywood. And it's because she does not know how to conform to the expectations that are placed upon her male counterparts in Hollywood. So you tell me if I'm being too hard on Tiffany, if this situation doesn't warrant as much vitriol as I have. I'm spitting venom at Tiffany Haddish because I don't think that that is appropriate to be in an interview and to say these things like you wanted to do him and then to talk about, well, maybe he just didn't like black women. We don't know his situation. It might not have anything to do with you being black. It just might be about who you are and what you stand for, what you don't stand for. Those are things that may be a bigger reason why you are finding yourself unlucky in love in Hollywood. There's also a world of men who are not in Hollywood out there who might like you, Tiffany. But if you act like this, again, I'm going to have to question how any man can deal with you. Because to me, you're doing the pick me shit. You're saying things and doing things that are unattractive. Maybe it's attractive to you. Let me know down in the comments. Tell me how you feel about Tiffany Haddish throwing her panties at Henry Cavill. And I've already told you how I feel. It reeks of desperation and it reeks of double standard. Because if it were a man in Hollywood talking to news outlets and saying shit like that, naming fucking names, we would toss his ass in the garbage. He'd be canceled. So, comments, thoughts, put all that shit down there. While you're there, subscribe to the channel if you've not yet done so. Turn your notifications on so you know when I put up a video or a live stream, because I live stream kind of often. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. It's just Tiffany Haddish and this shit stinks. So let me know what you think. I'm looking forward to hearing about it, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.